New possible issue along the lines of it's not the crime, it's the cover up, potentially afflicting Donald Trump. It is now being explored whether Trump provided doctored Mar-a-Lago security footage. Now, let me back up and remind you what this is about. We saw Trump's Mar-a-Lago home. Some call it raided. A search warrant was served. People often get very upset if you use one term or the other. They are often used interchangeably. A search warrant was indeed served at Mar-a-Lago related to classified documents that Donald Trump was asked to return, and he didn't. And it's a major, major investigation that we've talked about before. One aspect of this is security footage. And there are now questions as to whether parts of the security footage were removed or doctored by people working for Donald Trump. A couple articles about this. Esquire reports special counsel Jack Smith has a few questions from Mar-a-Lago security. For example, what happened with the handling of surveillance footage they subpoenaed? Charlie Pierce wrote this article and says, Lordy, there may be doctored tapes, at least according to CNN. Special counsel Jack Smith has his special suspicions, quoting, the handling of the footage and how employees within the Trump organization responded to the Justice Department's demand for it have prompted a new round of grand jury subpoenas to top Trump employees in the last few weeks, sources told CNN. Longtime Trump Organization executive Matthew Calamari and his son Matthew Calamari Jr. are expected to appear before the grand jury investigating possible mishandling. Prosecutors are expected to ask them about the handling of the surveillance footage and Trump employees' conversations following the subpoena. Possible mishandling is prosecutor ease for, we've got these techies, you see, and they're very good, and they have some questions. The question here is about whether the video surveillance footage was indeed doctored. CBS News via Yahoo Life also writes about this. Security camera video from Trump's Mar-a-Lago resort under scrutiny. So we've heard this term before, this term, it's not the crime, it's the cover up. That really could play a major role here. And in fact, as we've talked about before, this has really been a theme of much of the many of the troubles that Donald Trump has had since he became president. Even if we go back to the Mueller probe, the Russia probe, as Trump calls it, Russia. If from day one, Trump had merely said, I will cooperate with your investigation. We did nothing wrong. I am now president. I'm focusing on running the country, and I will not be making any public statements in order to not prejudice or influence or meddle with this investigation. 90% of the Mueller probe would not have taken place. A lot of what ended up happening was self-inflicted because Donald Trump couldn't keep his mouth shut. And similarly, you've got the handling of the documents themselves, and that would be adjudicated, investigated, potentially adjudicated in the future. But if indeed the security footage showing documents being moved around shows that the documents were deliberately hidden, then you've got layer one of the cover up. And then if you've doctored the security footage of you trying to hide the documents related to the original inquiry, we have a second layer of cover up, which could play a major role. So we will watch it. That's the latest suspicion from the special counsel, and we will see what comes of that. People often ask me about my daily routine. You know, I'm interviewed about the David Pakman show. How did you do it? How do you do this? And like daily routine just often comes up, and how do you stay healthy? And of course, I talk about exercise and I talk about eating the right diet. But one of the things that can happen if you are not eating the right diet, or you're traveling, or life gets in the way, is you end up with some kind of vitamin deficiency. A daily scoop of AG1 from our sponsor, Athletic Greens, makes this super easy to take off of your list of things to worry about. One scoop of AG1, you get the entire day's worth of 75 high-quality vitamins and minerals from whole food sourced ingredients. AG1 is cheaper than dealing with a bunch of different supplements. It's infinitely more convenient. You just take a scoop before you have your coffee, for example, as I do in the morning, and you're covered for the entire day. Many of my friends love AG1. Anyone I mention it to seems to get hooked. When I go on vacation, I bring the AG1 travel packs with me, especially because I'm not always eating the same diet when I'm traveling that I do at home. Staying properly nourished, so important to feeling your best. AG1 just makes it really easy and very convenient. Go to athleticgreens.com/Pacman to get a free year's supply of vitamin D. I've talked about vitamin D so many times, plus 5 free AG1 travel packs. The link is down below.